mean, yes, Steph obviously likes Draymond and vice versa, but Steph also knows that they don't have a lot of moves they can make. And if Steph thinks, well, this isn't good, we're not going to be able to get it done with or without him, why wouldn't you start moving off him? Is this crazy? Okay, we are going to try to maximize Steph Curry. That's why we're going to just bite the bullet on 3. We're going to suck it up and not let Draymond. We're not going to re-sign Draymond. We might even let Clay walk. We'll move Poole and and we'll see if we can create salary cap to space to get a free agent.
I mean, if he's a killer, like you say, Steiny, it would start with this Draymond Green move, and I'm going to read this text to you from the 408.
Yeah.
Dre, where is it? I'm sick of hearing this because Draymond Green is not going anywhere, and some people really feel that way, but
why would
he cited the podcast.
Okay.
Like the podcast was Joe Lacob talking. I'm
Right.
telling you right now on this Wednesday, I'm looking at you, Steiny. I don't know Steve Kerr's future. I wouldn't bet that he'll be here after this year. So there are a lot of things starting with the GM position to find the successor to Bob Myers, but also Steve Kerr. Was he talking greasy like that too and subliminals because he might not be around? I don't know, Steiny, but my head coach that has 4 titles, I do not want him to do the Bob Myers thing. And that's coming into a year as a lame duck. So for the people that text us with that, saying, oh, it's automatic, like a contract extension's been announced, it hasn't. So I'm just saying, proceed with caution, because, Steiny, this thing could go so many damn ways with so many different people.
Matt Williams, he was a big fan favorite.
Well, they got Jeff Kent.
Thank you.
We wouldn't be getting a Jeff Kent in this scenario.
Not right away.
All right.
You'd have to wait a little bit.
But how long? But what do you lose while you wait? Playoff appearance.
I get it. He's not a chair. But remember Monte Ellis? How big a mistake was trading Monte Ellis for a guy who couldn't even play when they drafted?
No, that's my favorite.
Joe Montana. Nobody's like, whoa, that was a big mistake.
People are still mad though, Steiny.
At what?
That they got off of him.
Well, they can be mad, but it was the right decision. They won a Super Bowl right after they traded him.
But what if he would have won you 2 Super Bowls?
But he didn't.
No, what if Joe could?
But they don't have that to compare it to. All they have to compare it to is what he did in Kansas City. The thing that's hitting me is just sometimes I feel like we treat a move as though it will impact a franchise for 5 years.
Okay, right.
And I just don't think it.
I'm with you.
It will, or it does.
And to give Draymond what we think he wants, 30 for 3, that would be shooting yourself in the foot.
Well, okay.
Financially, that would be irresponsible, wouldn't it? Or is Dre going to get paid for what he's meant?
I don't know. I'm just thinking, okay, big mistake. Warriors. What are Warriors? Big mistakes. All right, James Wiseman. That was a mistake. Can we say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, he ain't a bust.
Okay.
But
now,
yes.
how much did it really matter? Okay. You certainly now don't have a player that you thought was going to be a part of your team for 10 years.
No doubt.
But it did not cost you a title. In fact, you won a title in spite of making that mistake. And we won 44 games this year, and we still think we're kind of in other words, as big a mistake as Wiseman was, it hasn't drastically changed the fortunes of this team or franchise.
But just imagine if Wiseman was Ayton, or he would be Ayton this year. No, hold on.
There's not an Ayton in the draft.
No, I'm saying the impact of Wiseman not panning out. You could say night-night to Draymond and know you got a 7-1 savant down there that can hold it down. So the Kuminga or whoever would come after Dre, the job description would be easier because you got a rim protector.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about,
you gotta look at that
Steiny.
draft. What was it, 19? When they
won 15, that was after the...
it's 20. Must be 20. Shoot.
But what are you missing from from me saying Wiseman.
Well, I'm going to go look at the players that were drafted after Wiseman. That's what you do. And was there some Lonzo Ball? Where? Okay.
I mean,
I like Lonzo Ball.
He's special.
He would have been a better pick than James Wiseman.
Okay.
But would the Warriors be destined for greatness in 2026 with Lonzo Ball? But knowing Curry won't be around, like, maybe.
And the impact of Dre leaving because he sets screens and he brings the ball up, they would look different. They would play different. And it would alleviate the pain, the immediate pain of losing somebody like Draymond Green. So that's why I keep going to James Wiseman, Steiny. Forget who was in the draft.
Well, no, you can't forget who was in the draft.
No,
that's my
the whole
point.
thing, the premise is if Wiseman was productive. So when you say it was a mistake, you would have something, a presence down low, offensively and defensively.
Right. But what I'm saying is you've got to show me the player. Sometimes you have the second pick in a draft, and the draft ain't good enough.
Oh.
James Wiseman, he might not be good. Okay, Lonzo Ball, he's different. Patrick Williams? Who the hell's Patrick Williams?
All right,
Isaac
Chicago.
Okoro? Okongwu? I love Okongwu. Nice role player. Good player. Killian Hayes, he stinks. Obi Toppin?
Actually,
Denny Avdija?
No,
what I'm getting at is you can't kill the Warriors for drafting James Wiseman if, unless Akeem Olajuwon was taken fifth.
With this exercise, we can stop at LaMelo Ball. Well, LaMelo Ball, Steiny, that's it.
All right.
That's the end of the exercise.
Okay.
And I kind of wish he wasn't there, so you would be right. I get what you're doing now. Yeah. LaMelo Ball.
Okay.
And
I don't know that the Warriors would be
that Curry could pass the baton to him.
Okay. Maybe.
His passing.
Maybe.
And the flair.
Again.
Oh, my goodness.
I like Lonzo Ball. And the idea of Steph passing the torch to him, it's interesting. This guy,
and learning from
Lonzo
him.
Ball, played professionally. This funny. Why would this strike me? LaMelo Ball plays in Australia, so he played a pro year. You talk about LaMelo Ball as Steiny, Curry could have passed the torch to Ball. Okay, fair enough. But that would have been by the time Ball was in his fifth year. Like, why did everybody want the baton tossed to Wiseman? Why did everybody expect that to happen right away?
Because he was 7'1" and 240 pounds, Donnie.
Am I saying Lonzo? My bad. LaMelo Ball. So I guess what I'm saying is, if the Warriors right now were sitting with LaMelo Ball.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Fast breaking, running up and down the court. Curry.
Would they be more of a title contender?
I mean, it's hard to say, but I would say yes.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, as bad a mistake as Wiseman, what we thought it was. And then we're gonna actually give the Warriors the best player from that draft.
Okay, which was oh my God.
And I think as a practical matter, I don't know if they'd be a ton better right now, but yes,
you would feel
they
better.
Would have
business would be. How many ball jerseys would we see around town? A perennial all-star. This dude's probably looking at if he don't mess up. A natural passer. Come on, Steiny. And then now you get the tutelage of Curry and Clay.
I'm talking more about, to me, LaMelo Ball. Like the Warriors won a title without Wiseman or LaMelo Ball in both of those guys' second years. So they won it. They had a championship team without Wiseman,
and they had a different Jordan Poole pre-punch. He was a big part of what they did.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Well then you can't say Wiseman was even a bad pick. If you acknowledge, well, we draft LaMelo Ball, what are we going to do with Poole? Then you'd have to do something with Ball and Poole. All I'm saying is the Warriors, to me, had they drafted LaMelo Ball, they'd basically be in the same position right now, essentially, in terms of how good they would be. But yes, they would have a player who you'd be excited for in 2026, despite knowing, though, we got to get players around him because he's not going to be able to do it all by himself. What I'm getting at is I just don't think he can be afraid. You got to make moves. If you think the move is we got to get off Draymond Green, you can't stay on Draymond Green because the best reason is you're afraid to get off Draymond Green. That's all I'm saying. Well, that can't be the best reason.
And I'm using your words of what you told us now because I'm waiting to see if he's a cold killer with the books and the money and the cash. That's Joe Lacob. If he's a killer, this is not even a question. You do not pay Dre for what mostly he's done because this contract would be that. This is not the 2016 Draymond Green.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm. And here's the other thing that we have to. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not letting it go. The punch affected Jordan Poole and Jonathan Kuminga. Has a roadblock, which is Draymond Green. If I'm Joe Lacob, I'm saying by me saying bye-bye, which would be tough, I can unlock two dudes. One that are already paid because of his metamorphosis, and then JK, we would have to empower him. Get on our Miami Heat. And I know he ain't 25, 26, but that's what it would be. But it would be it would make financial sense.
Here's what I'm coming in today saying, and it's just bad luck for the Warriors. We are going to talk about Wiseman for a long time, probably.
I'll never die.
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
No. They didn't miss on anybody. I mean, yeah, okay, LaMelo Ball, but they look at, like, sometimes you have the sometimes you have the second pick and the draft stinks.
And that's why you traded to get the big boy.
Okay,
and we talked until we were red in the face. Okay. Bradley Beal, whoever. That's why I want to throw the mic at you and everybody. That's when you traded. And that's what they wanted you to do. The stars.
Okay.
So this is a blunder of umpteen. Like, that's what makes this worse.
So
You're right with the players.
You might be sitting with what, Miles Turner
it
right
don't
now?
I don't know.
It does
but
matter.
what if it was Beal?
Who?
Bradley Beal, who we talked about every day from 10 to 2 or 12 to 3.
I don't necessarily think that.
A big boy, Steiny. That I'm using your big boy. Now the name we can play, but that's the route that you should have went.